All right, welcome back. We are now on to the veins of the head and the neck. So we're going to take a look at those in this diagram, page 769. I'm just going to go alphabetically of the ones that we can see in this picture. So the first one is the axillary. So that's this guy. We have our subclavian, right? So here's our subclavian vein. The axillary is going to be coming in. So remember, veins drain the blood from the body. So the blood is actually traveling in this direction from the axillary artery to the subclavian. And that leads right into the brachiocephalic trunk. So we have the right brachiocephalic trunk here. So that's kind of nice. Fed right into that one, which will eventually drain into your superior vena cava, which will go into your right atrium. So this is going to be draining blood mainly from your arms, okay, back into your heart circulation. We have our jugulars. So this is draining blood from your head and brain. We have our internal jugular here, which is this large one that we can see kind of going back deep into the brain. And then we have our external jugular, which we can see draining this superficial temporal, maybe it's just called the temporal. I think your blood vessel list says superficial temporal, but it's this guy right here. So your vein on the outside of your temporal bone will drain via the external jugular, and your brain will drain via the internal jugular. Okay, so we can see those here. And then our subclavian, we talked about that. Superior vena cava. One thing I did want to mention, so if you remember back in chapter 14 and we were learning about brain anatomy and our dural sinuses, this superior sagittal sinus, that's that major drainage of blood, and we had our transverse sinuses as well, and our inferior sagittal sinus. So all of these eventually are going to make their way into that internal jugular. So that's the major drainage pathway of blood from the brain. Okay. So those are all the veins that we can identify on this picture. We'll next move into the chest, arms, and some of the abdomen.